And now I'm with Dennis Allison from Pacepacker Services. Pacepacker Services, I'm very, very sorry.
That's okay.
You've got a very big stand here, it seems to me. Why have you taken such a large space?
Well, we are designers and manufacturers of automatic packing systems. So not only do we design our own equipment, we also integrate robotic equipment, specifically from FANUC and more recently from Festo. So we are integrators as well as designers and manufacturers.
So a customer here at PPMA approaching you, what sort of a service can they look to from you to achieve?
Well, first of all, I think it's important that we listen to our customers or our prospective customers, so they can look forward to a solution which we provide specifically for their needs. So we have the flexibility to design, manufacture and integrate the right solution for the customer's needs, and that's really important.
Without any names, perhaps you could give me an example of a recent successful business deal that you've done on that basis, with a customer approaching you and getting that whole through service from you.
Yeah, you mean a company's name?
No, just a sector, and just tell me how it all worked out.
Yeah, in the chemical sector, the company had limited space, so we were able to make sure that we could design the solution that would fit into the space that they had available. And a lot of people felt that it couldn't be done, but we felt that it was possible. So we went that extra mile and made sure that everything was fitted into that space. And that was a major achievement for that company. It really made their operation more efficient.
Would you mind if we do a little bit of tourism here? Point out some of the equipment you brought with you here.
Yeah, okay. So this is a FANUC robot, and you can see here that the end effector, or the hand that's on the end of the robot, is designed and manufactured by us, and the robot arm is supplied by FANUC. And here we are palletising supermarket trays. So the trays have been filled further up the line, which you'll have to imagine. As they come down the line, the robot will pick them off the line and palletise them automatically onto the pallet. And that pallet will be built, and that could be 6 to 8 foot high, depending on how many trays are required.
To me as a layman, it looks impressive. Are we looking at anything that's, as it were, new about this?
Well, it's new in terms of that the food industry in particular is not well automated. So the food industry is very manual when it comes to this end-of-line packing. So we are automating that process and making that process more efficient.
And what have we got behind us here?
What we have behind us here...
Let's go over and have a look.
Okay. This is another company that we work with closely, and this is Festo. And we integrate this Festo mechanism, which is more of a mechatronics rather than a robotic system, and we can integrate this into our designs to specifically carry out the operation the customer requires. So here we see we're picking up something and then placing it into a tray or a box. And this is unlike a robot arm, where a robot arm can move more or less anywhere it wants to. This unit can just move left to right and up and down. So it can be more of a cost-effective solution. It can be a quicker return on investment for people. So we have that full range, you know, depending on what the customer requires.
Do you want to show me one third and final machine while we're here? What have we got over here?
Over here we have this machine here is an automatic sack placer. If you can imagine, the sack here comes along, it's laid flat, it's automatically lifted up. Imagine there would be a weigher on here which would drop product through, which would be, say, 25 kilos of product. That is automatically carried through this total bag control system, because it holds the bag upright, right through into the sealing mechanism here, where we then kick it over, ready to be conveyed along to another robot, which would be in here, which would pick it up from the pick conveyor there. So the whole system, from an empty open mouth bag through to being put on the pallet sealed, is designed and manufactured by Pacepacker in conjunction with FANUC.
You mentioned earlier that you thought the food sector in this country was under-automated. Are you despondent about that, or do you think that's something that may change?
No, I think it may change. I think it's a little bit slow in the UK to uptake, particularly when you compare us with Germany and Spain and the rest of Europe. I think sometimes people are a little bit afraid to invest. Perhaps they want too quick a return on investment, but I'm optimistic. And we see more robots now being invested in the UK than we have done before.
And if someone was to approach you, if I've understood you correctly, they shouldn't come along necessarily and say, I want this machine or that. They should say, this is my problem, can you solve it?
Exactly. That's exactly what we do. That's exactly how we talk to them, yeah. What is the most important thing to you right now?
Brilliant.
How can we help?
Thank you, Pacepacker, for being at PPMA.
Thank you.